change or amend the constitution. People will look to those 10 days,
yes,
and if they go across those or above those 10 days, there may be criticism again on the streets.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole feeling, is like they believe in what's going on and they like it. And really, as you see, as Hoda was saying in her report, that people hugging it because it was the military protecting what happened in January 25th. But in the same time, there is some suspicion about what's next. Is it going to be, this is a transitional period to go back to 25th of January? But generally, it's good that somehow they are trying to explain, no, there is no back to that.
Plain devil's advocate,
yes.
Isn't it always perhaps a position that the new Supreme Military Council wants to take? Let's do it slowly, let's offer, this is what we'll do within a certain time period. Yes. Let's see if the public like this, and then we'll move again forward. Again, that might be seen as delaying tactics. So you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't.
Yes, you are. I agree with you. It's completely this thing, because at the same time, what people are looking for, I mean, or looking around them and see that still these corrupted people are there somehow, somewhere. They are not completely punished or arrested or their money is confiscated, but there is kind of wait and see from both sides, as a matter of fact. It's not just from this military council side, it's from the people's side, wait and see. But that's why this Friday and next Friday and all Fridays in the coming Fridays, as people organizers of the revolution said, they are going to make demonstration, as I told you, to make it clear what we want and what we want to make it fast.
And of course, what the Supreme Military Council want as well, in running alongside, parallel to what they're doing at the moment in terms of constitutional changes and amendments, is they want to see the country running back into a normal cycle of everyday life. They're finding that difficult, or that message difficult to get across to the masses. And especially the international community watching is going to say, well, is Egypt back on track? Is it getting back to normal? I'm not quite sure.
Nobody knows, as a matter of fact. As a matter of fact, I mean, talking about security and stability, with the police forces still, they are not clear what they are doing. And as a matter of fact, a few days ago, they were doing some strikes and demonstrations. In the same time, the bank system is not working yet. And all these things, of course, it's a big question. Yet people are trying to put the right mechanism through which they can achieve something. And of course, there are still many of these government bodies, still the old regime people are there. I don't know if they are helping or hurting the process of change.
And of course, we shall follow whether they are helping or hurting. Thomas Kagusian, thanks for staying with us for the Al Jazeera Day, just to analyse what's going on. These are live pictures from Liberation Square. Many, many people, thousands in fact, by the scenes we can see here, gathering to remember those that died in the upheaval of the past few weeks, and of course to remind the Supreme Military Council that they are still looking for clean, clear decisions and a way forward for the Egyptian people and the country. Well, pro- and anti-government protesters are out on the streets of Benghazi city in Libya. Witnesses say soldiers have also been deployed in the area. Thursday's day of rage demonstrations led to a number of deaths, which Human Rights Watch says could be as many as 24. A number of amateur videos have been posted online, which we can't independently verify. Caroline Malone has more.
A gunshot is heard, and a man who appears fatally injured is seen lying on the road. This is some of the strongest evidence yet, corroborating witness accounts from Libya. This video, said to be filmed in Benghazi, was uploaded to YouTube. In clear defiance of Muammar Gaddafi's leadership, protesters burning a monument to the Green Book, written by the colonel to outline his political views. The video was posted on YouTube and said to have been filmed in the city of Tobruk on Thursday, during nationwide protests for Libya's Day of Rage. Reports of casualties have come from all over the country, with witnesses claiming there was a violent crackdown on peaceful protests. Sources suggest Libyan security forces shot and killed demonstrators. Some of the worst casualty numbers were reported in the city of Beda, where, according to Human Rights Watch, hospital staff put out a call for additional help as they became overwhelmed with injuries. Many there in a critical condition with gunshot wounds. And footage has emerged allegedly from the capital, Tripoli, showing people pushing burning bins into the street. Another form of protest against Gaddafi's more than 40-year rule. Caroline Malone, Al Jazeera.
Well, still much more to come on the programme, including China's foreign ministry rejects claims it was behind a cyber attack on Canada's government.
Hello again. Well, for Australia, it certainly has been very wet recently. If we take a look at the satellite picture, we can see that there's also plenty of wet weather in the southeast corner. But recently, over the past few days, it has been Carlos that's given us the worst of the weather, and that has affected us in Darwin. So we've seen, just in a 3-day period, 644 millimetres of rain. Now, it has eased off because as we got to 0 GMT on Friday, the last 24 hours before that, we only saw 38. So clearly the worst is over, but the storm hasn't quite finished with us just yet. So there will be more rain, but it just won't be quite as heavy. So there's the remains of Carlos still then as we head through Saturday. And this one, this circulation here, this is Diane. Now, this is still a tropical cyclone, but it's staying away from land for the time being. What it is doing is throwing lots of wet weather along that coast, and it's moving painfully slowly. So we are going to see very, very wet conditions in Western Australia over the next couple of days, and there could well be some flooding. As we head towards India, it's mostly fine and dry here. It's just in the east we have a bit more cloud there. The wetter weather, well, that's in the far northern parts of India, also affecting us in the northern parts of Pakistan and through Afghanistan as well. And as you might expect, it is turning to snow. Now here at Doha, it looks like it's going to turn fresher again for Saturday. I think at this time no higher than 22.
The Pyongyang Film Academy hosts some of North Korea's brightest young stars. What does it take to serve a national propaganda machine? 101 East examines the privileged lives of the country's elite. 101 East, at this time on Al Jazeera.
Where decisions are being taken.
The most dramatic development since the end of apartheid.
Where history is being made.
Change has come to America.
Where forces collide.
This is in direct defiance of the military.
Al Jazeera.
Welcome back to Al Jazeera. A reminder of our top stories. Crowds are massing in Cairo's Liberation Square to celebrate a week since the departure of President Hosni Mubarak. These are live pictures. 700 military police in red berets are keeping watch over the square and the people. Anger in Bahrain's capital as the dead from Thursday's violence are buried. Mourners shouted anti-government slogans and called the dead martyrs.